If I don't have any real answers, it is because we still don't know what questions to ask. Article 1. Good evening, citizen. My name is Ron, and I'm here to conduct your SPA survey for the coming year. We can begin now, or if you prefer, we can schedule an appointment in one of the blocks available on this sheet. Ron hands you a small postcard to review and waits patiently while you read it. On one side, there are check boxes to request an appointment time, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 2 to 8 p.m. any day but Sunday. On the reverse, the card listed that conducting the survey with an SPA agent is mandatory for all citizens, and that refusal to comply or missing a scheduled appointment is a felony punishable by a fine of $10,000 or 12 months confinement. Holding a small clipboard, Ron has the look of a bureaucrat in his fading brown suit, probably transferred from the IRS when the government stopped collecting taxes. But his partner, waiting 20 feet down the sidewalk with an automatic rifle, has the look of a SWAT team with all-black ensemble and a harsh yellow SPA written across her back and chest. Friend, are you familiar with the work of the SPA, Ron asks. Now we can answer, not particularly, or yes, I am.
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
I'm so glad you chose that one.
Exposition.
Article 2. Not particularly, you answer, still flipping the postcard over in your hands. Then let me back up, Ron says, pulling yet another flyer out of his briefcase. The Social Privatization Agency is responsible for the implementation and enforcement of the Government Resources Expenditure Adjustment to Allow Greater American Independence Now Act, which I'm sure you've seen in the news. Currently, we are conducting the first SPA survey so that we can sign your household up for the public services that you find the most value in. Ron turns the clipboard to show you the survey briefly. We also will help you set up your payment account to ensure there is no interruption in your services. Do you have any questions? So we can ask, what happens if I don't sign up for something I need? So if I get snow removal and my neighbor doesn't, how does that work? Or can we complete the survey now?
We go to Article 8. I want to do 8. Like, asking more questions is a good way for them to, put them on the spot. Like, oh, now
right,
we have
so
to appear.
8? We'll go 8. Article 8. Oh, one more. Now I have to shuffle too. Article 8. So if I get snow removal and my neighbor doesn't, how does that work? Well, the best answer is that you should make sure you live on the kind of street where everyone is on the same page, Ron says. But the reality is that the street in front of a certain citizen's homes will be left covered if they do not participate. If you have concerns about this, we can point out that joining or creating a homeowners association is a great way to ensure that everyone on your block adheres to the same restrictions, not only for services, but also for standards of lawn care, building preferences, and preventing non-traditional aesthetic choices. So now we can ask, aren't these prices really high? What about businesses? Are you going to come to my office tomorrow with the same survey? And can we complete the survey now?
I'm for 9.
No, let's do 9.
9? Article 9.
Seems some sweat on their brow.
What about businesses? Are you going to come to my office tomorrow with the same survey? I'm hurt you could even suggest such a thing, Ron said. Businesses are the backbone of our economy and even our way of life. One of the most popular provisions of the Act was to provide these services free of charge to all businesses. That commitment to the American spirit is central to the mission of the SPA, and we will fight to make sure that businesses of all sizes are given the support they need to thrive in today's economy. So now, what happens if I sign up for something, if I don't sign up for something I need? Or aren't these prices really high? Or can we complete the survey now?
These prices are really high.
Aren't these prices really high? Good question. Article 5. I should have just printed the articles on the back here. Aren't these prices really high? Not at all. Ron reaches into his briefcase for a series of pie charts and quickly flashes them at you. As you can see in these charts, the average citizen will realize a great deal of cost savings under the new SPA structure. By only paying for the services you need and not having to carry the burden of free riders that were present in the old tax system, we expect most citizens to come out ahead. You try to get a better look at the pie charts, but Ron has already dropped them back into his briefcase. Besides, the free market will be back at play for all services and utilities, Ron continues. Insurance companies are already creating exciting new products that will cover the necessity of certain one-time costs, and we expect great partnerships to develop between private contractors and citizens, resulting in a way of life that is free from government overregulation and insurance. So we can ask, what happens if I can't pay for what I ordered, or can we complete the survey now? We've already done the businesses, so. What happens if I can't pay for what I ordered? Oh, this is my favorite train of thought here. Article 6. This is probably my favorite part, Ron says. In order to keep costs low, we removed all financial processing and negotiation at the agency level. Instead, you will just need to speak to your local bank or payday loan office regarding the financial assistance you require. So what happens if I don't sign up for something I need, or what happens if I can't pay back the loan?
What happens if I can't pay back the loan?
Good. Yeah. I was going to suggest that one. Article 7. What happens if I can't pay back the loan? I have something here for that. Ron pulls another handout from his bag and hands it to you, looking over his shoulder. I'm not really supposed to talk about it, but there are some risks associated with short-term loans. I'm supposed to say that we have one of the safest and most forgiving banking systems in the world, but between you and me, that's a load of hogwash. If you have concerns about the overall cost, I'd recommend a new insurance product. Ron gestured to the flyer. Call into their office and ask for Paul. He's my brother. Tell him I sent you and he can help you get squared away. So we have the snow removal question which we already had. What about, so we've already done everything on this page except can we complete the survey now? So we'll run up to Article 10. I will read through it. It's going to be hard to sort of see. Ron hands you his clipboard and folds his hands in front of his chest. At the top of the survey, you can see your name and address along with an account number. You grab the pen hanging from the string on the clipboard and begin. Please complete the following survey regarding the public services you are interested in receiving. Where applicable, the one-time use rate has been listed in parentheses. Please note that all surveys are legally binding on the citizen and that the requested services will be made available pending a credit check and on receiving timely payment on your account. 1. For the coming year, would you like to have access to these emergency services? Police during active crisis, $300 a month or $525 one time. Police investigative services, $200 a month or $350 one time. Police reporting of crimes, $100 a month or $175 one time. Fire department fire calls, $200 a month or $360 one time. Fire department medical calls, $150 a month, $265 one time. Also for the coming year, would you like to have access to these utility services? Water, $100 a month plus usage. Wastewater removal, $150 a month. Trash removal, $150 a month. Recycling, $250 a month. Snow removal, $250 a month December through March, $500 one time. Or street maintenance for $200 a month. Finally, for the coming year, would you like to have access to these community services? The library for $50 a month, and parks for $50 a month. On there's then a signature and date line for you and a witness. Ron reviews the form after you've completed it before affixing his signature to the witness line. You hand him a credit card for payment processing and he takes it through a handheld scanner before handing it back. Thank you for your participation today. Ron smiles as he looks up from placing the scanner back in his briefcase. There's just one more matter to discuss. Would you be willing to make a donation to the Pentagon budget to help prevent the need for funds from your services being reallocated to national defense? Completely voluntary.